may have cleared Terry Rozier, but not the FBI. This dude will never play in the league again. Rozier is done for life, just like Jonte Porter. Chauncey Billups too. Wait until you hear what he did that I have not heard talked about.
Is that it though?
Damian Lillard. But these are two separate cases just announced that both involve NBA players and coaches. The first one we already knew about, but got new details on, including illegal betting with the Los Angeles.
I know it's a little early to be pausing. I'm not gonna be pausing a lot, but bro, I know they got money, but I thought they'd be like going to jail for this, bro. The way they was doing this, like if you saw Terry Rozier's clips like 2 days ago, it's not even like he's trying to hide it. You're playing like garbage out there on purpose, and I can see that. I thought they was finna go to jail or something for this, bro, but they just get a slap on the wrist, like you can't hoop in the league no more. Like they got their bread.
Lakers. The other case is new. It's a poker game that Chauncey Billups played in. So who cares? It's poker. Actually, it was a bit more than that. These were rigged games connected to the mafia. So when someone didn't pay, they would threaten violence, even held a guy at gunpoint who refused to give them what they wanted. But is Chauncey really guilty? Well, can you believe 2 years ago, a pro poker player called Chauncey out on his podcast, said they knew the game was rigged but couldn't prove it.
There was this game, it started in LA and then it came to Vegas for a few days, and it was all built around Chauncey Billups. It obviously was for sure confirmed to be cheated, but there's just no recourse. Well, it's tough too whenever you're dealing with somebody like high profile like that, because it's like this guy beat charges. You think he cares about you calling him a cheater?
Wow,
I didn't even know that.
2 years ago, Chauncey is cooked. But at the same time, I have to acknowledge, these two cases aren't directly connected, so why announce them together? And why now? Some people are accusing the FBI of being biased against the NBA, trying to send them a message about how they speak and not going to the White House after you win a championship, huh? Well, the FBI director was asked about that to his face. But let's start with the sports betting, because that's the really big...
Hello everyone,
Info was used to place bets on the Hornets, Magic, Blazers, Lakers, and Raptors. Of course, we already knew about the Raptors. That was Jonte Porter. Sportsbooks noticed weird betting patterns on Porter's underprops, huge red flag, so they reported it to authorities, then made arrests. Now, Porter said that he told associates that he was going to leave a game early so that the bet would cash. Well, now the FBI says Rozier did the exact same thing. March 23rd, 2023, gambling is on the Hornets. Rozier told people who leave early about $200,000 worth of bets hit.
Alleged $200,000 tip to the mafia. Wait, hold on. Is he getting arrested for something?
The FBI says Rozier did the exact same thing. March 23rd, 2023, gambling...
He's getting arrested. Bro, you cannot get away with no crimes in America, bro. A game back in 2023 that I'm sure he hasn't even thought about, like, literally a week after. Like, what, March 30th? I'm sure he already forgot about what he did on March 23rd, right? 2023. And the FBI is using that same information to arrest him October 23rd, 2025. Bro, you're not getting away. And it was just him getting out of a game early, bro. That's
on the
crazy.
Hornets. Rozier told people who leave early about $200,000 worth of bets hit. But what about those other teams? The Blazers, the Magic, the Lakers? Well, the FBI says that Rozier and Damon Jones, an ex-assistant coach, would use inside info. The exact wording was, they misused information obtained from long-standing relationships with coaches and players to pass...
Blazers, Magic, and the Lakers is interesting. Like, we think LeBron know about this or something? Like, you feel me, bro? Is this what they've been talking about when they say the league is rigged? For the longest, I've been hearing that, like, even before this sports betting stuff became popular. I've been hearing the league is rigged, the league is rigged. And, like, I ain't think nothing of it back then. But now, bro, now it's like, duh, it's rigged. Like, bro, is this how life is? Like, like the stuff you hear as a kid is literally almost always true, but you don't believe it until you see it as an adult, bro. Like, you feel me? Like, this is crazy to me.
Long betting information. So Damon Jones was a teammate with LeBron in Cleveland. Then he coached him in 2016. He was his personal shooting coach, okay? This man finds out that LeBron is going to sit against the Bucks last year. Sure enough, no Bron, and that bet hits. Then he gets info on Anthony Davis, and what happens next is actually kind of funny. So the indictment says that he learned from AD's trainer that AD was going to be out February 9th against the Thunder. So he then texts a guy named Eric Ernest, who pays Jones a $2,500 fee for the information.
Bro, are these guys not getting enough money working in the NBA, bro? Like, why do you even need this little side hustle? Like, are taxes that bad when you're getting, like, big money, bro? That you need to be doing stuff like this? Cheating with the mafia, like involved with the mafia gang? $2,500 payments for information? Bro, is the money not good enough? And who is Eric Ernest? Bro, this is blowing me.
Ernest then gives that info to another guy who places a $100,000 bet against the Lakers. Then AD not only plays, but
100 bands, bro. I wasn't even thinking like that kind of money was moving through these sports betting apps. Like obviously people was making like good money, good payouts and stuff, but I ain't, bro. 100 bands. What is the payout for 100 bands? This sports betting stuff is damn near becoming like stocks. Like, think about it, bro. If you have the insider information, you're gonna hit for a profit, bro. And that's the same with stocks. Like, if you know people in these companies, you know what's about to happen before it happens, before it's all over the news. Hey, go watch that video I just dropped right there. If you know this stuff's gonna happen before it happens, before it's all over the news and the internet, bro, you then have the ability to put your money in before anyone else while the prices are low, and once the information comes out, it goes up, and so does your money. Tell me that's not the same as this sports betting stuff with these, like the illegal when it comes to the illegal side. Is that not the same as stocks? Like, if I have the insider information, like if I know AD isn't playing, like they just said, I put 100 bands on it, on the Lakers losing because AD isn't playing, which is still pretty risky, but I put 100 bands on it because I know he's not playing. Then, bro, that's stocks.
plays his regular minutes and plays great. Lakers win, and the bet loses. Ernest then texts Damon Jones like, what? Then AD not only plays...
Wow! AD ended up playing this game. Okay, hold on.
Plays his regular minutes and plays great. Lakers win, and the bet loses. Ernest then texts Damon Jones like,
he just lost
what the
$100K.
Heck? I want my money back. But Jones or Rozier would have info on who wouldn't play on the Blazers March 24, 2023, and they knew that every Magic starter was going to sit April 6th. The FBI says information on who would...
Every Magic starter is going to sit on April 6th. So if you know that information before the stock market says it, right? You put in 200,000 on that game before the odds and stuff go down or up. You put 200,000 on that game, bro. You lock yourself in a week prior. I don't know how much you gonna make off of that, but bro, you're making good bank, good profit off of that.
play play came from a Magic player with a relationship to a defendant and was bet on. But Chauncey also gave info to that same gambling connect on his own team, the Blazers. Check this from the FBI. On March 24, 2023, the Blazers played the Bulls. Prior to the game, their record was 32-40, out of playoff contention. Co-conspirator 8, that is Chauncey, told the defendant Eric Ernest that the Trailblazers were going to be tanking. So Billups told Ernest before the news was publicly announced, several of the Blazers' best players, including player 1, would not be playing in that game. I looked at Damian Lillard. That was the first game that he sat when they tanked. The information they'd be tanking and not playing Damian Lillard was not available to the public. So he gave inside info on his own team. That is banned for life type stuff. But
Okay, so Chauncey Billups used to be the Trailblazers coach, and he's been doing this for years, bro. He's been doing this for years. Or he still is the Trailblazers coach, but he's been doing this for years, because that was when Dame was on the team. Bro, I just want to know how much profit and like how much money he's made off of this gambling, this illegal gambling stuff, bro. Like,
he was also charged in this mafia poker game thing. The way that worked was ex-athletes were used to draw in these fish. We're basically like rich old guys with a ton of money who want to play against ex-athletes, right? So the FBI says that Chauncey would lure these fish in, but the mafia already had the whole game rigged. They already knew what cards everyone had at the table. The way they did it was they used a rigged shuffler, an x-ray table, so if you had the cards down, it knew what cards it was, and a camera inside the chip holder. Then they would relay that info to people at the table and tell them exactly how to play. They stole about $7 million in total from these fish guys. So this is a big announcement with a lot of guys from the...
Bro, $7 million? And what can you do? Because at the end of the day, it's just a game. Like, I know they got crazy amounts of money on it, like $7 million. Like, you put in crazy money on the table, but what can you do for real? Like, the way they're cheating, I wasn't even finna think of all that, bro. It sounds like they're hella advanced, bro. They advanced, and it don't seem like they was... How did they get caught? Bro, the mafia is working with NBA players and coaches, bro. This is like, is this not crazy to you guys like it is crazy to me, bro? Like, I'm just trying to think of like just how everything started, how much money they made, how much money they put in, the type of insider information they were getting, what players know other players that are doing it. Like, bro, I have so many questions, dude.
Okay, so why are people saying it's political? Well, let's start with the fact that the NBA as a whole is not the most friendly to this administration, right? In 2017, the Warriors were the first team to refuse a White House visit after winning their championship with Trump in office. And speaking of Trump, Steve Kerr, Greg Popovich frequently go off on him. Pop once called him a soulless coward and a, quote, pathetic individual, a small man who has to make everybody around him smaller, so he thinks he's going to be bigger. Well, that's not very nice. But during the pandemic, the NBA
But, bro, I ain't even gonna... My fault.
the most
I'm not trying to pause,
league,
my fault.
Which led Trump to call them basically a political organization. So the theory is he is now going after them for speaking out all these years against him. But where is the evidence of that? Well, these are two completely separate cases.
Trump is calling the NBA a political organization just because they say their opinions on him.
Mafia was behind the poker game, not the prop betting thing. That was just a group of shady gamblers. The connection was Billups and Damon Jones. They seem like two shady friends doing shady things. But the FBI makes it sound like it's this big NBA conspiracy.
Today we are here in New York to announce a historic arrest across a wide sweep.
So it's mostly just mafia with a few. I don't believe that though. I'm not gonna lie. I don't believe that. He's saying it's mostly mafia with just a few NBA like players and coaches linked to it. I don't believe that. I think it's a good amount of NBA players and coaches and a good amount of the mafia, or all of the mafia, or whatever.
Being criminal enterprise that envelops both the NBA and La Cosa Nostra.
Okay, La Cosa Nostra is the mafia. He's putting their names together, the NBA and La Cosa Nostra, like they're in on it together. These are two completely separate cases.
Right.
But when asked again, he said this.
This is the insider trading saga for the NBA.
What is? The sports betting or the poker games? Why would you not make that distinction unless you're trying to make the NBA look bad? So yes, the FBI wants to make sure the entire NBA looks bad here, no question. I mean, what other reason is there to do this now? Rozier investigation been going on 2 years. It wraps up now when the season starts? But at the same time, these guys look guilty as hell. We could see a coach and Hall of Famer plus
2-year
another player banned for
investigation,
life.
gang.
Now, I know a lot of people say legal gambling is to blame, but shady stuff has been going on for years. We only know about this from legal gambling.
But like,
Sportsbooks caught Jonte Porter unders, reported to the FBI. That never happened before legalization. All underground. So this whole thing is deeper and more messed up than we thought. We'll just see if other names come out once these guys...
Oh yeah, it happened to what's his name too. He used to play for the Nets. I forget what team he went to after that with his little... I think it was Miles Bridges. Miles Bridges was doing the same thing. That's why I don't think it's just a few NBA players and coaches. I think it's a lot of them that we just don't know about.
Talking.
And even if you're doing something like this, why not bet on the over? Why does it always have to be the under? Like yesterday, or whatever day it was, Terry Rozier's thing was under 8 points, I think. And he didn't get it. Or that might have been another player, but that's besides the point. Like 8 points, bro. Get that.
FBI. But how about some good news?
Go
season
for the
did just
over.
Start and the Rockets looked great despite Kevin Durant having an off game. It looks like they need just one more trade to actually contend.
I need to
what
tap
kind of
into
trade
the
did they
league.
make?
I like this channel though.